Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Now, Leon Goretzka, or Leonardo da Vinci Goretzka, painting art on the pitch. Leonardo da Vinci Goretzka. Leonardo da Vinci couldn't do it himself. Leon Goretzka can, and this is a player that has split opinion since he joined here from Schalke last season. Was it last season? Last summer transfer window. Goretzka was a player that split opinion, and a lot of people, it's an extreme thing, right? It's not like there's one people in the middle. It's always, I hate Leon Goretzka or I rate Leon Goretzka. It's a very, see how I rhymed it there. I'm basically a rapper. Call me Eminem or 50 Cent. I don't know who. Just call me a rapper then. So Leon Goretzka is a player that's splitting opinion, and I think. I don't think so. I think I love Leon Goretzka. Not for me, at least. He's not splitting opinion. I think he's been brilliant here since he signed on the free. People seem to forget. We didn't sign Goretzka for 45 million. We didn't sign him for 50 or 100 million. Teams were linked to Goretzka, and we signed him for free. And that's always something that is nice. Even if you score one goal, you're still going to be... it's a free goal we got, because you're a free player. Goretzka was a free signing. So, let's think about it like this way, right? So many people, for me, I feel, expect Goretzka to be something that he's not. They expect Goretzka to be this defensive, destructive box-to-box midfielder with this incredible passing range and this incredible shooting range. I think it's not what we signed. We didn't sign that player. If you thought we were signing Lionel Messi in midfield, you're wrong. If you thought we were signing even Cristiano Ronaldo in midfield, you were wrong. You are clearly wrong, because it's not what we signed. Last season, Goretzka broke through, was one of our most influential players in the double win, even though I still think we should have probably lost that title to Dortmund because they performed better than us overall. I think that Goretzka was superb in that season, last season, and he has been picking up a few knocks this season, but when he's played, he's shown me what I always knew of Goretzka. He's not going to give you the billion pace, he's not a pace merchant. What he is, he's a clinical box-to-box midfielder. Not clinical like scoring-wise, but what he does on the pitch works. He does the running of two players when he's defending. Goretzka is everywhere. I watched this game, I think it was it Hoffenheim we played? I don't know. There was a game we played where we were attacking, right? And our center backs were trying to push up. And Goretzka would be at the edge of the box waiting. We would lose the ball. This guy would track all the way back, and he'd literally be the center back, and you would recover the ball. That's what Goretzka is giving you. His running and his engine is superb. I haven't seen many engines like that. You can probably only put N'Golo Kante there when it comes to engines. Goretzka's work rate in that midfield is exactly what we need. He's simplistic. He's a simple player. When you have Thiago or Kimmich, whatever it is next to you, there are players that want to get on the ball as much as they can and get. People tell me Goretzka ghost. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Maybe it's the coach telling him, Leon, take up these positions on the pitch. Goretzka is a box-to-box midfielder, which means he's a second striker. When Goretzka plays, we usually don't play with Muller at the number 10. It looks like Goretzka pushes so far forward and then he comes back so far defensively. He's the natural box-to-box midfielder. He pushes far forward. He, links up with Lewandowski. He's linking up with Davies. He's linking up with Pavard. He's everywhere on the pitch, and that's what a box-to-box midfielder does. You can't expect Goretzka to be Lionel Messi. You can't expect him to be James Rodriguez. You can't expect him to be this and that, because he's none of that. What he is, he's a old school box-to-box midfielder. He gets in his position to win headers in the box. He wins himself a few headers. He's not like a tackling, ball-winning midfielder. He's not a ball progressor. What he is, he's a box-to-box midfielder who does every single thing on the pitch effectively and efficiently. And that's what he is. If you don't like that, then I don't think you'll like Leon Goretzka. But what he does bring is the team, the balance that we always ask. We always talk about, we need balance. Well, he's the perfect definition of balance. The guy is quintessential in that midfield when he plays. He was watch the Dortmund game. Even the Schalke game. I think we won that game 3-1 against Schalke, where Lewandowski scored in the 5th minute. And I think who scored the second? Muller was offside. Watch that game. Goretzka was literally he assisted 2 goals, I think. He was superb. That's exactly what you get from Leon Goretzka when he's fully fit. You get that performance. Okay, Let's take that exact performance. Say he put up all those things, but he didn't get 2 assists. He didn't get anything. I think he got a goal though. He didn't get any of the goals, any assists. He didn't get anything. A lot of people would still say he had a terrible game. He ghosted. But because you know what I mean? Goretzka is an opinion-splitting player because people are expecting something different. They're expecting a Paul Pogba when all he is, he's a worker. He's the player that's gonna work. He's gonna grind. He's gonna get in people's faces. He's gonna be annoying. What Goretzka? People tell me, oh, well, what does he do on the pitch? Let me tell you, defensively, he's one of our most important players when it comes to pressing. I'm not saying that because I like the guy. I'm saying he is. Think about it. The way we press, our midfielders are so freaking crucial. If they bypass our midfielders, we're done for, which they've done a couple of times, and we've been very open. But because of the pace of Alaba and Kimmich and Boateng's coming back to form, and Pavard is good in those like situations where it's a long ball and he heads it away, right? We've looked a little bit better when they bypass our midfield. But when we're pressing, Goretzka is usually one of the most important players when he's playing, and our pressing works better with him. What he does so well is he adds a number, he literally adds a number everywhere. When we're pressing, and Lewandowski's the one pressing the goalkeeper or the center backs, Goretzka's usually around close to where the ball is going to go. He applies pressure. He never is the one that wins the ball, but what he does is he's the one that says, I'm going to go to this player and cover this passing lane, blah, blah, blah. And then what ends up happening is the opponent might make a mistake, and then Kimmich might win it, or Thiago might win it, or Davies might win it, or Pavard might win it. But it starts with Goretzka deciding to press. And then if that doesn't work, what I love about Leon Goretzka is if they switch to the other side, he's there again. 3 seconds later, he's there. The work rate doesn't stop. The guy's pace and tenacity in the midfield is amazing. I don't think people are seeing it for what it is. It's just he adds pressure. Leipzig have this system where they use the touchline as a third person to press, right? So they lead the opposition to the touchline. They use Mukiele and whoever plays left back, I think is Haustenberg, I don't know. Who plays left? Oh, Angelino. What they do is these two players, after, they've led the opposition to the touchline, the stoppers, the two DMs move out to the wide areas to cover those spaces and to cover a passing lane. And then the striker blocks the passing lane back to the center back. And then Leipzig just bombard with 3 players, but it looks like it's like 10 because the touchline adds an extra player. So you're basically defending four players. It could be 2v4 almost. And that's exactly how Leipzig defend. They do it so well. What Goretzka does is he adds a literal third man to every single press. If it's Davies and Gnabry, it's Goretzka right there. It's him, right? And Thiago Thiago can then be more protected. It's like he's protection on top of protection. You know what I mean? Like it's like putting 2 condoms. That sounds weird. Yeah, it is. It is like putting 2 condoms together. I'm still a virgin. I don't care. Roast me. I don't care. I could take. I clearly can't take a woman. Alright, let me stop. But it's basically like having 2 condoms. Like one's protecting the other, I guess, and the other's you know what I mean? So that's what Goretzka. He's that condom on top of the other condoms, and why did I have to use this as gap? Why couldn't I just use something else? It's like that. It's like doubling your clothing, right? I'm wearing this shirt right now, right? Usually I wear another thing in there. It's like a male blouser, the white one. And then I would wear this. This would be the extra. This would be Goretzka, right? Protecting this, and this is the other one's protecting my skin. You know what I mean? He protects our midfield. He also protects our back line. He's protecting everything. That's his defensive job. To move around and to get in opposition faces, to be in the press, to be physical as well. He's 6'2". He's not I don't think Goretzka is that physical midfielder, but you can tell he adds a little bit more physicality to us. We don't just get pushed around when he's there. Right, what I think people think of Goretzka or want from him is him to drop in between the center backs and to make a defense-splitting pass. What he does well, he receives the ball in a good situation, makes one touch, lays it off, runs in behind, or, when we're in the crossing situation, he's that third man run, like a natural box-to-box. He's a third man run, making a run beyond the striker. Like you see against the game versus Schalke, which I keep bringing back because that was a great performance this season. I want to make it a recent game. where he played 90 minutes. What Goretzka did was, for the Lewandowski goal where Perisic gets it back post, sends it back to Lewandowski who taps it in, Goretzka was the one who was the most important because whoever made that cross they did, I think it was Pavard, and then the goalkeeper snubbed the cross. It was very poor from the goalkeeper. But what Goretzka did so well was he took a center back with him when he was making the run. Before Pavard even crossed, the center back opened up space for Lewandowski to then drop in, and then Perisic found Lewandowski in the acres of space. If Goretzka hadn't made that run, that goal doesn't happen. The same with the assist for Lewandowski's second goal, I think, which he scored in the 30th minute. I'm not sure. But that's the same thing there. Goretzka gets into a good area. Or actually, Pavard was offside on the second goal, where Goretzka did brilliantly, right? Muller got it out wide. Goretzka picked up Pavard, and then ran in behind and picked up the ball again from Pavard that time. And then he crossed it in. I think Lewandowski scored it for his second goal of the game, but then it was offside. But that's what Goretzka does to you. He moves the team. He's everywhere. He's that player that you can say, oh wow, where our defense is looking crap. Where's our third player? And then Goretzka just there. Like, he's there. And then when you're on a counterattack, your striker is running. Your wingers are, one winger might be the one running with the ball, or a midfielder running with the ball. And then Goretzka's just bombarding forward with the third man run. It's always there. And against Liverpool, I keep bringing it up. We missed Leon Goretzka in the midfield. We really did, right? We missed that ability. Did he play against Liverpool in both legs? He might have played in the first leg. I don't know. No, he didn't, because James and Thiago and Javi Martinez were the midfield, and in both legs actually, which is very, very. I don't know. But if Goretzka was that box to box, Wijnaldum does it for Liverpool too, right? People think Wijnaldum is this shadow player, but he's so quintessential to how they play. Why do you think Klopp never really drops the guy, even though people think he's crap? He never drops him for Keita or anyone. He always plays Wijnaldum. It's because he's important. Even in games where Wijnaldum's playing crap, he's still playing really good, right? And against Barcelona, Wijnaldum was making these third man runs into the box, scoring 2 headers, I think. And that's exactly how Liverpool won that game, because of Wijnaldum, right? He came on, I think. And those third man runs disrupt the back four. I've played center back. I'm not saying I'm a world class center back, but I'm a decent center back. I'm not a center back primarily. I'm a CDM, and I can also play higher up as a box to box myself. But I'm a CDM. I defend better in that CDM position. Box to box is. I like passing. I like dribbling from the back. I do. I like moving the game. I like controlling the tempo. I like being the main guy in midfield. But I played center back, right? When you have a third man run, it's the most annoying thing in football, because what it is especially when it's a first time cross from the opposition. Let's say there's a winger. He gets the ball from a center back, right? Or from a winger. He just first time crosses it. You are keeping an eye on the strikers. The fullbacks are supposed to keep an eye on the wingers who are making the far post or back post or front post runs, right? And what you don't want is you know where everyone is, and then there's like someone just bombarding. Let's say you clear the cross, but then that third man is in front of you when their team wins. Like, let's say Thiago, for example, right? A team defends a header, right? They head it back. Thiago is in front, but then you notice in front of you there's Leon Goretzka just there in front of you because he was making a third man run, and he gets the ball, lays it off, and it's gonna be a goal. A lot of the times we score so many goals like that where the opposition clears it, Thiago sweeps it, moves the ball out wide or moves it to Gnabry somewhere, and we get a cross in. But because the defense pushed forward to cover the Goretzka thing where he dropped in and was in space, it leaves space for Lewandowski to then move into a different position. They lose focus of Lewandowski because they're thinking, hey, how did this guy get all this free space? And we've conceded so many goals like that. My team, we've conceded a lot of goals like that, where it's a third man run. That's where you really need a defensive midfielder. But Bayern, we ourselves have conceded a lot of goals like that. Like Boateng might head it clear, or Sula or Alaba, so anyone might head it clear. But then their midfielder gets in front of our midfield, just clears, it takes the ball, and then the third man that was supposed to be marked no one's in front of him. He's in the space because, he was making a run and now he stopped because the ball stopped and now he's in all the space. That's what Goretzka's third runs do. They disrupt the opposition. And when I'm talking about that, you can look at it in games, man. The guy's runs are immense. It's not a Muller run. Muller's runs are different. There's either to exploit space or to, Muller gets the assist. That's what Muller will do, right? He gets himself in the crossing scenarios to get the assist. Whereas Goretzka's runs are literally just there to piss off the opposition. They're just there to drag them everywhere. They're there to piss them off, right? Like, it's very, very nice to see. You have to watch football from a tactical point of view to understand why Goretzka makes some of the runs he does. And I think so many people don't realize what he is about, and they think he's something else. And when he's not doing that and he's doing what he is actually about, people criticize him for it because it's football. Yeah, so I mean, I hate to break it to you, but football isn't just about the technicality, the technical players. I consider myself a technical player, right? But I'm not just gonna want 10 of myself on the pitch, because we would all really not be working together. You need someone who's gonna do the running, who's gonna make the tackles, who's gonna make it dirty. You need those players, right? We've always had those. Even if, look at the game versus Barcelona. We made that game hell for FC Barcelona in 2013 because we understood that you can't just play, this type of football. You have to piss them off too. You have to get in their heads. That's what we did so well against Barcelona, and that's how we got to 7 goals on aggregate, right? We had workers in the field, but also technicality. We decided to make football simple, and that's what players like Goretzka do, and that's why we'll always criticize those types. I myself have been caught in criticizing a player, maybe because I don't see the technical ability in them, but I'd never look at the side of the game where it's tactical. Why would Niko Kovac, why would these managers play some of these players if they didn't see what they were about, right? Why would we sign Goretzka if we didn't see that he wasn't this great passer, or he wasn't this great midfield Maestro, or wasn't this great midfield Messi? Why would we sign him? Because we identified what we were looking for, and he fit the package, right? Why was Goretzka linked to Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona? This guy was linked to everyone, right? Look at Barcelona's team, for example, right? This might be a poor example, but the midfield was Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets, right? That was a lot of the midfield with Barcelona over the last few years, right? That's always been the midfield people know. People will always think of Iniesta, Xavi, but they will never look at what Busquets did, right? Busquets is a saucy player, which is, he's way more technical than Leon Goretzka, and he's a CDM. They're different players, but Busquets' job is just as important as theirs. But because it's not shown out on the pitch like that, he's not making the assist or scoring the goals. People won't rate him as highly as they'll rate Iniesta and Xavi, right? There's so many instances where a player is doing well as the others, but because their job is as unpopular, and people don't really look at their job as big, they just don't rate it and put it as highly as they can. For example, Benzema at Real Madrid. This guy is one of the best strikers in the world. I don't care what people say. He isn't better than Lewandowski, of course, but he's one of the best players in the world, right? Have you looked at him? You might think, oh wow, he misses a lot of chances. But Benzema sacrifices his goal-scoring ability. He's scoring a lot of goals still for Cristiano Ronaldo. He sacrificed it for 8 years or 7 years. I don't know how long he was there and Ronaldo was there. But he sacrifices himself for Ronaldo. He sacrifices himself for the team. And you look at it from a tactical point of view, what he does so well, he'll take up Ronaldo's position on the left wing, and then Ronaldo will drift inside and score these tap-ins, and people are like, how did Ronaldo get these goals? Because Benzema is out wide. He's the back post. He's the one back post. He's the one that's gonna miss the big chance because he hasn't brushed up his shooting because he's been out wide the entire game. This is what I mean. So yeah, man, I just think that Leon Goretzka gets hated for no reason, and yeah. Hopefully this brushed up a lot of things. I think, us fans can be emotional. We can be emotional. We can have different opinions. I think it's just normal. It's normal. I'll make more of these, but thank you all so much for watching. Mia san mia, and peace.